Kathleen Kennedy and George Lucas are honored. There's more video game rumblings, and The Mandalorian Season 3 is on track. Give us 5 minutes, and we'll give you the galaxy.
I felt a great disturbance in the Force.
Many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view.
Well, another week, another flood of news, rumors, clickbait, and conversation. This is Pete Fletzer, and welcome to Disturbances in the Force. All the Star Wars news you need in less time than it takes to make the Kessel Run. So let's get to it. George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy are being recognized by the Producers Guild of America for their contributions to the film industry. Lucas and Kennedy will receive the so-called Milestone Award at a ceremony scheduled for March, and they will join the ranks of previous honorees like Louis B. Mayer, Walt Disney, and some guy named Steven Spielberg. Kathleen Kennedy said, "I am very honored to share this award with George Lucas, who has inspired a generation of filmmakers who were coming of age not only through his storytelling, but through the technology innovation that unlocked our imagination." The Producers Guild of America event takes place on March 19th, 2022. Recently, there have been rumors surrounding the sequel to a video game called Jedi Fallen Order. Many of you may have heard of it, and it's been claiming that we will get our first look at the title before E3, the video game summit, in June. But according to Bespin Bulletin, that first look will be at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim of May of this year. They go on to say that the game will not be simply called Jedi Fallen Order 2, but they're going to be creating a Jedi franchise name with a new subtitle. Allegedly, the sequel will also contain familiar on-screen characters. You may recall that the original one included Saw Gerrera and a very famous lightsaber wielder. Bespin Bulletin also says that they were originally planning to launch Jedi Fallen Order by the end of this year, but that may be delayed. Bespin Bulletin also shared that the long-awaited LEGO Skywalker saga will finally release in April or May of this year, and that the remake of Knights of the Old Republic will hit in 2023. Well, the latest canon novel in the Star Wars The High Republic series, called Fallen Star by prolific author Claudia Gray, debuted this week on the New York Times bestseller list. This is the 7th High Republic book to debut on the bestseller list since the series launched with Charles Soule, Light of the Jedi, in January of 21. Fans of the High Republic will be able to tweet questions at Claudia Gray using the hashtag THRSQuestions, as the author will join Christina Ariel on the next High Republic show on StarWars.com. Earlier this week, rumors were swirling that due to COVID, filming for Season 3 of The Mandalorian had been suspended. Various sources, including social media posts from crew members and birthday boy Carl Weathers, indicate that this is not the case and that the show is on schedule with only a holiday break recently interrupting the flow. There's still no official release date announced for Mandalorian Season 3 or any of the live-action Star Wars series planned for Disney+, but the next season of Mando is expected in late 2022. While we reported last week that streaming demand for Book of Boba Fett exceeded Marvel's Hawkeye opening, it appears to be tracking behind the other live-action Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. According to Business Insider and data received from Parrot, over the first 11 days of The Mandalorian, the audience was 75% larger than that of Book of Boba Fett. And while The Mandalorian was the #1 downloaded show across all the platforms when it launched, the Boba Fett show comes in just outside the top 10 in the US and is 18th in the world. And while the new streaming Star Wars show is not seeing the same numbers as The Mandalorian, it's still in the top 0.2% of all streaming shows. Last week, we shared that Dave Filoni, one of the creative minds behind Clone Wars, Rebels, The Mandalorian, and Bad Batch, has been confirmed to direct the penultimate episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And this is intriguing to fans because the episodes of Mando that he directed introduced characters that he created in animation to live action, including fan favorite Ahsoka Tano. The new information from the Direct.com seems to point to Filoni also being a co-writer of Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett, increasing fan chatter about which animated character may make their debut in the episode. We will all know more when that second-to-last episode of Book of Boba Fett drops on February 2nd. Well, that wraps it up for this week's Disturbances in the Force. Make sure to check out the Around the Galaxy podcast for your one-on-one interviews with people behind the fandom. This Thursday, Podcast of the Wills is joined by YouTuber Chris Ryans. Please subscribe for regular updates, follow us on all your social media channels at ATGcast, and visit our website at atgcast.com to keep up with us, find our merch, and get information about supporting the show as an ATGcast patron. Thank you so much for listening, and may the Force be with you.